Hello all. Didn't realize how long this post would be, but wanted to give every single part of the story so that way I can get the best feedback advice out of this because I'm looking for answers and not sure what to do next. Last month I caught my girlfriend messaging a guy that had some pretty damning stuff on it. Now before you ask, why did you go through her phone? Do you not trust her? At the time it had happened, I lost my job in April and was trying my hardest to find a job, so we were fighting a lot due to me not finding a job all while I had just started school in March. I also had just started going to school in March, so I was pretty much leaving her on her own in our apartment at night, Monday, Thursday. Another addition to this story is that whenever I get a girl that messages me, she is the first person I tell that way. If she ever questioned me about it, she already knew who it was. So leading up to me looking through her phone, she was acting different when we would hang out on my days off from school, like being on her phone and sitting in the corner so I couldn't see what she was doing, hiding her phone, and to me, just being secretive. So I talked to a friend about it, and they were telling me to just go through her phone and see what's up. And I always put that off because I would hate to find something I don't want to see. I trusted her to be loyal and not doing anything to lose it. The week prior to the incident, she was showing me something on her phone, and I noticed a guy was messaging her, a name I have never seen or someone I've never heard of. So I tell her, "Hey, some guy's messaging you right now." Of course I didn't open it. Again, because I don't want to see anything. I don't want to see that'll ruin everything. She came back with, "Oh, he was telling me different workouts to do to help grow my legs. And I played football all the way until freshman year of college and also did training with a powerlifting coach. So I felt as if I had enough knowledge to help her in that category." I didn't say anything and just let it go. So that day, I felt like I had seen enough of how she was acting and finally acted upon myself to finally go through her phone. First app I searched was Snapchat since I had seen the guy's name pop up a week prior. The first guy on the app was a different guy she had been messaging the day before, so I clicked on his. And there was the one thing I never wanted to see. She had posted a throwback picture with her in a bikini in a pool, and her butt was hanging out. The guy says, "Damn girl, them checks have my baby." Now instead of saying, "Ew, I have a man," she answers, "Lol, I ain't trying to have a baby." He says, "Well, I'd love to come on that ass, though." She answers, "I know you would." He says, "That's what I'm going to do." She answers, "We shall see." He says, "I don't remember where I came last." That's where I freeze and take a picture of the conversation, put her phone down because she was coming out of the restroom. I had no idea what to do. Do I say something? And I didn't. I called my best friend after she left for work and told him everything, and he said, "You have two options, end things or make it work." I end up finding this guy's Snap profile and screenshotted the profile and sent it to her to see if she confesses to what she was doing. So I sent it and asked her who the person was. I have no clue who that is. Before I could even text her back, she calls me saying, "I have no clue who that is, why are you asking?" So I sent her the picture of the conversation and said, "Check your phone again." She stays quiet to what I'm thinking she's reading the screenshot, then says, "I'm so sorry, I messed up, I made a mistake." And I knew right then and there that she was caught. And of course we go back and forth on the phone. I tell her I'm packing her things and that we're done. She's fighting with me about how it was only that one night it didn't mean anything, and that she tried telling him to stop conversations ago, but he kept on. She leaves work early and comes home to all of her stuff packed by the door, and she breaks down. She begins to tell me that it meant nothing, pretty much doing everything she can to try to convince me that it was really nothing. I tell her, "Okay, let me see the messages then. Let me go through that conversation and read through it. You want innocence, let me go through it." Well, of course, she already blocked him and the conversation is gone. And she goes on about there was nothing but him trying to talk to her, but she ignored him and that she would tell him that she had a boyfriend. I never once believed it. So after hours of fighting, we finally came to the agreement that we would take a break to give me time to think about everything. And once she talked to her mom about moving in with her mom's pretty much said there's no room for her to move in and that she needs to fix it with me. She breaks down and says, "I have nowhere to go." And of course I buy into it and have to come to the understanding that she probably doesn't have anywhere to go, and told her to unpack her things herself, but that I don't forgive her and am for sure not going to forget. Fast forward 3 weeks after this situation, I finally found a job, and to celebrate, we're hanging out with friends, and one of our friends always tells us, "Girl, I hold men to your man standards," pretty much saying that I'm a good man. I do everything to make sure my girl is taken care of before I take care of myself. And she goes on to tell us this multiple times throughout the night, and it made me mad. While driving home, I tell her, "It's crazy that I'm considered the standard for your friends, but they don't know how dirty you did me." She shuts down and starts crying about how it was a mistake and that she promises it'll never happen again. And before we go to bed, she opens about, I figured you'd be over it already. I remind her of the dirty things her ex did to her, and how he did the same things she did to me, and asked, did you ever get over it? Did you ever forget? And she says, of course not. It hurt when I found out. I replied, exactly, so why should I be different in the sense of just getting over it like it never happened? So everybody, I don't expect a whole bunch of people to make it this far, but I'm really seeking advice on either how to get through this or reasons why I should just give it up. I don't want to give up on what we have, but I also am always overthinking about what my girl is doing, who she's messaging, what is she doing while I'm at school and work. But I also don't want to keep going on with this because I've been cheated on and gave second chances all for it to happen again. I always told myself I would never go through that again. But here we are giving second chances again. All feedback is welcome, good or bad, just wanting something to help me get through this tough time.
Hey, the story guy here. I don't often comment on these stories, but wanted to do so in this situation. I especially hate the excuse of, it means nothing. Woman, if you have a man and you cheat, don't say stuff like that. You're just making it worse. Knowing that you threw your relationship away for something that meant nothing is not comforting. As always, thanks for listening to our story. We upload every day, so make sure you subscribe to YouTube's best place for storytelling content.